request button at the bottom. Yep, there it is. Let me get that.
Hello, hello. Sorry, my bad on that. Didn't know what to...
No worries at all. How are you?
Very good. Yeah, not too bad. Busy at work, but enjoying it. Enjoying. I'm going to start watching the next drop of episodes very shortly. I'm literally counting down the hours. So,
I was going to ask if you've seen it yet, because obviously I bet you're like dying to watch it
so
now.
I've heard all the stories. So obviously, after the show, we've all been like pretty close. So like I said, I think a lot of people know it happened. What was it, July last year? So we've been sitting on it quite a while. And what was really difficult was, we'd all meet up, and you'd have to be hiding it. You'd have to like close stories, or not doing too much of people's faces. So it's really good to be able to openly speak about it, go and see people, just yeah, just meeting up in public as well, and getting to talk about what actually happened on the experience and who these people are, because it's very difficult with my group of friends. I've got a big group of friends, and trying to explain who these people are and like what we went through and what happened. They're a bit like, oh, they just didn't really get it, Jeff. So it's good to like talk about it and to see it as well. Like when you're living it in person, it did feel like a movie. There's people, so many
Mhm.
people, cameras there. So I felt like George Clooney on the first day. I walked comes onto it. It was just wild to see, and I was lucky enough to watch it with some of the people. I'm close with everyone on the cast, to be honest. I speak with everyone, but I watched it with Junaid, Max, Theo, Megan, and Katie at Junaid's. So we all went to watch it, and it was actually so emotional. The end of episode 3, we're all watching it together, and I don't know if you remember, but when they announced who goes, Max had his arm around me, and I remember it the whole time because I knew it was going to be me. But when we were watching it again, he had his arm around me because he knew what was happening. Like everyone,
Yeah.
like Dave was all like, "Oh, is he all right?" So it was emotional to watch it back because it would have been quite triggering. Because I was so upset when it happened. I cannot tell you. Because I actually got sent home on my birthday, and they didn't realize. So it's on my birthday I had to go home, and I was just crushed. Like, and
Oh, savage.
I should go and get it. But all the cast, they wrote me a big card. Stay with me, actually. I'll grab it. Actually, I'll grab it. They wrote me 2 actually birthday cards,
Uh-huh.
and I made the fatal error of opening them on the train back home. So I'm there with like I'm going back home. I'm already like really upset, and I opened these cards, and there was no hiding it. It was like
No.
Niagara Falls coming out of my eyes. I was crying so much. They There was 2. I picked one of them up, but like they'd all left me like this really nice card. So it was. I thought it'd be really triggering to watch it go because I was so upset at the time. But it was all right. It was good to watch it with people. I was just really happy that there was like people there, and everyone enjoyed it, and the episodes were so good. So I can't really complain. It was good fun.
Definitely. And like you say, it must have been so nice to be able to watch it with people that knew exactly what you went through in that moment. So that is fab. Uh,
Yeah.
how did it feel not only going to find love, but also you were putting yourself back into that high school setting where obviously that is quite daunting? How was it taking yourself back into the high school setting?
Yeah, so for me, school, I was a lot different at school. Like I was head boy. I looked like a mix between Augustus Gloop from Charlie the Chocolate Factory with Ellen DeGeneres. So like the odds weren't in my favour. So the fact that people were there like he's not my type, I was like nothing's really changed anyway. So that's all they're saying. Can't believe like everyone seemed to say like he's not my type. I was like shock. But it wasn't so much daunting, but I knew I'd be a lot different to what I was then. I was very quiet. I went to an all boys sort of sports school, so I didn't speak to any girls whatsoever until I was about. We joined at sixth form, so that's the same as being 17, 18. So it wasn't really till then, to be honest. So I was quite a late bloomer in that sort of department. So for me, it was a total difference. And obviously, it didn't feel completely natural in the sense of, you know, I had a briefcase and I had, you know, this tight shirt. The shorts, perfect. Like, I wear those anyway. So it was a bit more nerve-wracking on that sense, to be honest. And going back into the setting, though, I was kind of the same in the sense of friends with everyone at school. I didn't really have a set little clique. I kind of bounced around with the sporty people, with, you know, the smart people, with everyone. I was in a number of sports teams. So it was similar to that. Like, I did have quite a close group. Obviously, you only capture a bit on camera, but myself, Max, Theo, Junaid were like really tight as lads. So I kind of would be more close to that group. But again, yeah, I kind of got along with everyone, and that was pretty similar to when I was at school. I'm just glad there wasn't like proper lessons, and it was more fun that we got to do. Got to wear some shorts, and got to give cheerleading a try as well. Like, I mean, I don't think it did me justice in that. I think Megan was amazing at that cheerleading, but
Yeah.
I feel like that didn't do us justice. We were absolutely smashing that. Thanks. I just had to pick her up and not pull a hamstring. That's kind of my role in that, but it was all good.
Yeah, and in terms of saying that you weren't necessarily people's types, have you had a chance to see how many people are obsessed with you on social media? Because honestly, on TikTok, like the day that you were announced, everyone was like, "Oh my god, he's so hot!" Like, how was it? Everyone
Must have missed that one, but no, yeah. So, you know, I did quite a bit of TikTok kind of last year, like in lockdown, and it kind of exposed a few videos. So I did get that quite a lot. So there's always that reassuring. But to me, I'm still that little chubby kid in my head. So any sort of attention, I'm thriving off it. I'm not like, oh, me, like, looking behind me, like, you mean me? So it's always nice when you get some nice words. Shame wasn't that on the actual program.
Yeah, and I just want to ask, obviously in these first 3 episodes, we did see you had a little bit of a time with Megan and then it backfired, so you went to Katie. But then when it got to the house party, Megan thought that she could like crawl back. Do you think that if you had longer and you didn't get expelled, then Megan would have still tried to get like wiggle her way in with you?
Oh, no doubt. If I would have stayed, Adam would have been fucked, basically. Sorry. Adam would have been game over. Fact. So I can see why he did it, to be fair. But so yeah, I was kind of moving a bit mad because, to be honest, I got along with Katie so much better. Like when we had just normal chats, like so much better. But as soon as I went in there, I kind of said from the off, like I literally looked at Megan and was there, like, "That's me done. See you at prom. It's game over." So in my head, straight away, I was there like that, and we did connect in ways that kind of were more off camera sort of stuff. So I knew there was something there, but as you can tell at the start, she wasn't either enjoying it, didn't feel like natural. So that's where she kind of just shut off, I feel. But I think I said in chats with like Max that didn't get shown, it was kind of, I'm here to better myself and develop myself. And at times I have been in my own life very much a pleaser, and I've not wanted to shut anything off. And that came across. I was there like, I don't want to say no. I just want everyone to be happy, and it never works like that. And someone always gets done. So Katie did the best thing. Like I got absolutely schooled, and she actually was really nice about it when she kind of shut me down after that, after the house party. And I just needed to hear that. I definitely needed to hear that. And I did after that moment. Like I said, not everything gets aired on there. And we were chatting. We had other chats, and I literally said, I've come in here to develop myself. I think of when I see like Megan, there's definitely like an attraction there that I had from the off, and we have like had a bit of a connection at points as well. So I was there like, do you know what? I'm just going to go for it. There's no point put all my eggs in that basket, in the sense of there's no point I wasn't trying to play people, but I was just unsure, and I didn't want anyone to be hurt, and I was kind of didn't want to shut anything off, and I was just like a lost puppy running around. So I wouldn't change anything in that sense, because that was true to myself at that point. So I can't remember what the question was. I'm kind of like rattled on.
No worries at all. I also want to just take a moment to speak about the fact that when Basta and Adam came in, did you have any inkling whatsoever that they were like had their wandering eye, or were you just like too busy living it up?
It was a massive shock. Like I honestly, I got along with Adam so well. Like he even said in his long speech, he did a long speech, and obviously you see part of it. But he was like, "This is the person that like I'm closest with. He's brought me into the group," and I was literally like, we were like boys. Like I got along with him so well. We were a bit older. Like he was about 29, I was like 26, and he was a bit more chill. So we got on really well. And that's why it cut a little bit because I was like, "Oh, there he is. He's watching." I was like, "That." It cut deep. Honestly, we got on so well. And even afterwards, I even said to people, he's the nicest man I've ever met in my life. He's not got a bad bone in his body. So I literally had no idea. And I got along with Bass like really well as well. And they were really educational. When me and Max were there, like, so what does top and bottom mean? He was the one that was like explaining the whole thing. And me and Max were like, that was it. So we got along so well. And I had no idea. And when we were all sitting in that hall, ready to go, I was thinking, I ain't gonna go. They're my boys. If they had to vote for anyone, it wouldn't even be me anyway. But I didn't think that. Like I honestly had no idea. And I remember when when Principal called them up to the front, I was gassed. I was like, yeah, they're the boys. And then my face suddenly shot down when the next sentence came out of my mouth that someone had to go. So yeah, it was like crushing. Like I wouldn't lie. Like I was absolutely. I think you can see it in my face. Like I remember, I didn't know what to say, and I even told myself if I went out, I'd have like a big speech, like I'd do something like that, something funny. And I think I said 2 words to Charlie, and I turned around at the end. And I still remember this. I go to say something, and I can't even say anything, so I just held my hand up like that, and then walked out. That's how shocked I was, and it was just like it happened like that, and it was pretty crushing. I can't lie. But I forgive. I know he's watching.
It's you, sorry. I was gonna say that when you walked out, you just looked like you were like in shock, like you didn't say anything whatsoever. Or was it like that moment, or were you like fuming in the moment?
I wasn't fuming. I was just like shocked. Like I cried for about 4 days afterwards. But it was just yeah. Like I said, I got along with everyone. Like Janae's just put something there. I think I was probably. It was people like Jess, obviously got along with everyone, but I was one that would bop around, you know, off camera and sort of enjoy, like, hello, what's you doing? So it's not like I got voted out like a group vote, and even like Adam and Bass didn't want to vote me out, and it was kind of a crushing. That's just the cruel tale of the program, really, and you know that's just how the cookie crumbles. So it was unfortunate for me, and I was good, but like there was no hard feelings. But as you can see on the exit, like that's what I mean. When they film it, it's really good. Like the music they played when I walked out, I was like, oh, that's not a bad exit to be fair. I was gonna go, but yeah, I just it was so much shock. I just did not expect it, and yeah, it's unfortunate. It's got to be someone, hasn't it? So yeah.
No worries whatsoever. Also, in terms of
sorry.
Who is going out next? Well, we can't say that, and I'm not sure that Alex can say that either because he's been in a lot of trouble. But what we can say is make sure that you stay tuned because there's going to probably be a lot more drama.
What I hear, watch it. Like I said, I got all the download afterwards of what happened. So these next 3 episodes, it is fireworks. So I've heard. So I cannot wait to watch it.
Yeah, I've watched the first one. I still have 2 more to watch after today, but it's dramatic. It is dramatic, to say the least. I want to ask as well, obviously, once you'd been kicked out, who did you sit there and think, okay, if it wasn't me, who would it have been? Or when you were sat in those stalls, did you think it was going to be someone else?
Well, to be honest, I didn't think anyone was getting kicked out. Stupidly, I didn't. I just thought that 2 new people are in there, and then that was it. Because when you think about it, because it's very diverse, the pool of who you would go for is quite narrow anyway. So I thought, oh, they've thrown in Bass. You know, the gay lads there, they haven't really like connected on that sort of thing. He'll be in there for someone. And I thought Adam was in there. And then I thought at the time, wow, there's the me, Megan, Katie thing. Max is already like, you know, hooked up. I thought he's just going to get thrown in there and it'll work itself out. So I wouldn't have pinned anyone because I didn't know how they would vote. So I wouldn't want to say who I thought they might vote for. I didn't think they were actually voting for anyone. So yeah, I'll leave that question at that.
Yeah, no worries. And in terms of the cast being so diverse, as you mentioned there, how important do you feel like that is in this present day? Because obviously Love Struck High is so different to the reality dating shows that are already out there. How important did it feel for you to be part of such an amazing cast?
Yeah, that, do you know what? It meant so much to me in the sense of, I get reached out by a number of shows, and this one really took my eye in the sense of it was something so different. And when they said it's going to be such a diverse cast, a big cast as well, I thought, yeah, get me something, get me involved in that. For me, it was about an experience. I really like having a life experience to look back and say I was a part of that. Like, I added value to this sort of thing. And for something that was so new on this platform as well, it was the first one that they do as a reality TV. I thought this would be an amazing opportunity to have great representation. You see a lot in the news of, certain programs could do more for this sort of thing. Doing it for the scene, I'm not, part of the LGBTQ community, but I'm a big supporter of it. So it's great for me to be involved in that and, meet some amazing people. And I said at the launch party, one of the things that I really just enjoyed was hearing people's stories, everyone's background stories of how they got to where they were. Janae's one still baffles me to today, and I just have so much respect for him. So hear individually how people do that. And for Charlie, she didn't come out till she was in her mid-20s, and just all of that process of how her life was and how it's changed since then. It was just amazing just to spend time with people and get to know other people's stories that you'd never meet. Like, you think like these sort of people I would never meet from all over the country. The odds are that it wouldn't happen. So it's just amazing. And, we're all a quirky bunch of people. We wouldn't have been picked for this if we didn't have our quirks and our little niche things. So it was good to just have a big bowl of flavour with all 20 of us in there. The final 3 when I'm not in there, but as a collective, it was amazing, and that was what was great for me, to be a part of something, a collective that it hadn't happened like that before.
Definitely. And also, I want to ask now as well, if like Love Struck High was to return for season 2 and you're invited back, would you return and what would you do differently?
What would I do differently? So I speak about my feelings more. Like, I did come across and start doing that towards the end. And it didn't, not that it didn't get shown, but there's only so much they can show on a 45-minute episode sort of thing. So I'd probably do that a bit more earlier. I think I was just so excited at the start, and I kind of lost my head a little bit, like a lost puppy running around. But I was kind of really had a deep chats with Max across the whole time I was there. And one of the reasons I wanted to do the show was I've got quite a lot of baggage that it affects my relationships, and it has done in the past, and it does have, like, commitment issues sort of things. So I wanted to openly speak about that with people, and it was just a sentimental thing. If I can do that on a program, then there's no reason why I can't do it to a future girlfriend, sorry. Which that's what I've struggled with in the past with ex-girlfriends that I've not wanted to open up. So if I was to go on the show again, that would be probably, I'd make myself do that earlier. I just didn't get a chance with the time I was there to feel comfortable to open up with people or potential partners sort of thing. It was kind of we'd only just kind of met. It was a bit fun, just finding out about someone. I didn't get a chance to go into those deeper sort of conversations. So if I was to do something differently, it would be trying to get that out early on and not try and snog everyone.
Yeah, and I hope that we see you again on Love Struck or even something else, because I think that honestly, you crack me off every time. It's so funny. But if there was something that you could tell us excitingly, I'm not sure if there will be, what's next for Alex? Is there anything in the pipeline that you can spill, or are you just focusing on yourself at the moment? What's next?
No, so what's next for me? So I've recently just moved to London. So I actually live southwest London. I'm actually from Coventry. So I moved about a month and a half ago. So everything London life, I'm just thriving off at the moment. So like I said, my book's open. I would love to do more stuff. Like, again, I don't feel like I got the experience that I fully wanted, that I was going in there for. So my book would always be open for something coming up. Can't say there's anything in the pipeline, but I'm one of those that takes every day as it comes. Like I said, I'm enjoying London life. There's no partners on the horizon, so I will just take every day as it comes, take every opportunity it comes. You know, ride a wave, take every curveball that might hit me life wise. So you never know. Come back to me in 6 months. I might have something in the horizon, or you know. But for now, it's all quiet on the Western Front for me. But if I know, and I think I do, probably won't stay quiet for long.
Well, no worries, and I've loved speaking to you today. I think you're fab. Honestly, I really, really hope we see you up here on season 2 or even something else, because I think that you're just honestly such a top lad, and I honestly wish you the best. So thank you so much for speaking with me, Alex. Lovely speaking.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me, and hopefully we get to chat at some point soon.
Definitely. Speak soon.
Well, see you on. See you later, everyone. Bye.